Hello, I'm Rick Steiner with Lux Life Discovered. Welcome back to another episode. Our guest today is Brooke Wenger, who has 38 hat bars. So welcome, Brooke.
Thank you. Thanks.
So the whole concept with 38 hat bar, tell everyone what it is exactly. What do you do?
Well, bring people together and they come in and they pick out a hat, different styles, different colors, and then we just pick adornments to put on it. So you can pick scarves, hat bands, feathers, brooches, charms, matchbooks, playing cards, all different kinds of things.
Yeah, 'cause I'm looking at your hat today, the bright yellow, and then you do have the card with the burnt edge and the matchbox and the feather. So how did this begin for you?
Well, I've always been creative. I've always had, my mom's an artist, so I've always been around creativity. I started years ago doing jewelry, and then I was thinking I've got, I've been in the industry in the area for customer service and restaurant business. So I'm always seeing people and women to come together. And I was literally laying in bed and I looked at my wall of hats and I was like, I should bring people together and do something creative. And it just kind of melded all of my things in one happy journey.
So do you have the hats that they start with, or do you custom design hats as well?
I don't do the steaming of the hats and shaping, but they all are adjustable on the inside. There's a band on the inside that adjusts to different hat sizes. I have different brim sizes so that, sometimes people have small heads, like the wider brim isn't going to look great on them. So you would do a shorter brim. Some people don't like the round top. They want more of a concave. There's different styles. There's cowboys, there's glitter, there's felt, there's straw, all different kinds. Yeah.
That's interesting. So now you have a mobile.
I do. I have an RV that my husband and I bought and converted. We ripped everything out and then made it this little cute boutique. So I do the hats, and then I have I have some art there. I have my jewelry, other jewelry, purses, one of a kind. Everything that I try to do is all one of a kind so that you're not walking around with the same thing that everybody else has.
Sure.
And being in Florida, everybody needs a hat.
That's true, yeah. So how long have you been doing this?
Well, the business launched in June. I've been working at it for a year beforehand just to gather my resources and the supplies. I wanted to start relationships. I was trying to do a brick and mortar, and that just didn't seem to work out. So I was trying to think of the next way to bring it and make it happen. And so that's where the mobile RV conversion came from.
Yeah, and that way you can take it to them.
Yes.
So so your clientele, then that is probably diverse as
yes. I've
else,
had 3-year-olds come in, and I've had
I didn't think about little kids. Yeah.
It's been like a 4-generation. The mom, the daughter, the mom, the grandma, and the great grandma have all come in, and then there's sisters and besties, and I've done birthday parties, I've done bachelorette parties. It's just a great way. We did the rodeo, and that was really fun. Men came in with their spouse or their girlfriends, and they, we put feathers in the guys' hats, and I did some empty bullet casings, which are fun. The guys like to put those in their hats, and
So you have hats for men too.
Yes.
I just thought I assumed women.
Yep.
So yeah. Wow. See, I'm learning something.
Yeah. It's nice.
So where did the creative part because you have to be creative to come up with that.
Yes.
So how did you get that?
Well, my mom is a local artist. She's been, my whole life, she's been creative and done
Wait, you're
art.
a local person?
Yeah, 30 years. I've been here for 30 years. Yes, in Walton County for 30 years.
Wow, that's, I think, a first on the podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
We've had, my mom, we used to come down as a family. I have a twin brother, and the 4 of us would come down from Marietta, Georgia for spring breaks and summers, and we just fell in love with the area when it was nothing. There was there was hardly anything here.
A lot of changes.
Yes, yes. And so my mom being an artist background, her name is Marti Schmidt, is with her having that creative energy always around us. She's had galleries. She's always done stuff in our homes when we've lived, and she still does. And so it's just always been kind of in my blood.
So what was it like growing up with a creative mother like that?
Magical. Yeah.
That's a good way to describe that.
Yeah. And my dad's, he's into plants. And so we did a lot of, lots of learning in different ways, taking, and now, my brother doesn't live here anymore. He lives in Atlanta. He went back to the big city. But
Wow. No, I'm just kidding.
but my parents still live here, and it's always an experience for sure. Something to never boring, that's for sure.
Well, and I'm sure your mother's so proud of you to take the creative part and do something with it. Because for us who aren't creative, it's always fun to talk to people and learn from people like you who are doing something that I could never do.
Right.
And it's fun to see how other people take their creativity and their talent and bring their vision to life.
Yes,
So,
it's fun to see people come in and be like, I don't even know where to start, when they come in the hat bar. And so
what
you just
is the initial response from people?
oh my God, it's so cute. Because it is, you wouldn't think of it from the outside that you've completely gutted this whole, mobile boutique and made it what you want it to be.
Right.
And I visualized it and spent time, and my husband and I work on, he's very crafty, handsy. So
That's nice,
it was very nice to have that aspect. We could work on it together. So it gave us, and I'm still learning how to drive the truck with the hat bar attached to it. That is definitely challenging. So
that may be the most challenging part of the whole
for
thing.
me it is, yeah.
Would be for me too, yeah.
It's a 27-foot, RV, so it's like getting.
Oh wow! So it's not a small one.
No, it's not. So
that's where your husband comes in. We'll just say that's his job.
Yes,
he's the driver.
yes,
you're the creative person. He's the driver. No.
But he does help me. Like he did help me come up with the vision. I'd be like, okay, this is what I want. This is how I want it to look. How can we achieve that? And so through trial and error of getting it, like I said, it took us a while to get it to what we wanted it to be. And it's still, we still tinker with it, like that's not working so much.
Tweak the things here and there. Yeah. So what areas do you cover?
We've been to Panama City and then through Destin mostly. Okay. I haven't had a lot of people outside of that realm come. I went to Niceville for the rodeo. And that was the schools that they did at the college, and that was the first one they've done. And that was fun. That was a fun little adventure. We did that for 2 nights. But it's great to see people come in and not know, like they don't even know what they want. And then to come out and be like, they're just tickled pink by what they've created,
So, and then you do bachelorette parties, and I'm sure that's always a hit.
It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. Birthday parties, that all different ages, really. Mom and daughters come in and, they can create things together, matching, similar, not, identical.
Not
but
right.
But
now some little thread of commonality there, but not identical.
Right. Yeah.
So do you tie the jewelry in with the hats?
You can. I definitely have beads and stuff that go on the hats, but I've done, again, one-of-a-kind jewelry, and I do that for, the only thing that is really matching is if I have a bride want to do it for her bridesmaids.
Right.
Like their gifts or their jewelry that they're wearing for their occasion. So that I'll match and do things.
Have you done a hat for any of the bridesmaids? Have they gone that far yet?
No, but I have made, I've made brides' hats, but they haven't, like, just to show them what they can do.
Yeah.
I'm doing a couple bride shows coming up, and I'm excited about that to see what, how that comes. It's my first time doing them, so.
Well, you're going to do well with them.
Yeah,
for sure.
thanks.
Yeah. So, where do you see that this could go? Like, or would you, now that you're doing the mobile, the RV, would you ever want to be brick and mortar?
Maybe, yeah. If the opportunity came up, now that I went down that avenue and tried to find a brick and mortar, and it made me almost say, like, maybe this isn't what I should be doing because it was such a challenge. But with that, I grew, and I kept having to reinvent the box, essentially, because I was like, I want this to happen. I know that people would love to do it. It's something, because people are always trying to find, we have the golf courses for the guys, we have the beach that, sometimes you're tired of the beach. We have different creative outlets here, but why not have another, and it's
Right.
something you can keep and wear and,
Well, I think with
revisit
the
that
RV
memory.
too, it's fun that you can come to them because a lot of times, here, even though we're like 20 miles sometimes from like
Right.
Rosemary Beach, Panama City
Right.
Beach, that area, that 20 miles can be a long
Yeah,
stretch sometimes.
it is.
Especially if you have 38 and now the bridge is out and you've got a detour
Yeah,
everywhere.
right.
I always forget about it till I get there. It's like, I knew this,
Yeah.
But
And I don't even know when that's opening again, but
I don't think it ever will.
no, don't say that.
Don't you know all that area is going to be glad when it does? And
Yes.
they're probably nice to the slower traffic,
Yeah.
less congestion, but at the same time, it's a lot of people that
Yeah.
aren't coming through that area.
That's
So,
true.
yeah.
That's true.
But,
A lot of places won't allow me, like Rosemary, I can't bring the RV to them because it's such a small community.
think about that.
So I have a way I just pack it all up and I just show up at the house with my totes.
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
So if they wanted you and the RV can't come,
Right.
you still have
Yes, I have a mini version
Okay.
of the hat bar that
All
I can
right.
bring to you. And so
So with that, would you need to know in advance
I
more
can't.
information?
Yeah, I do. I ask the questions like, is the date that you want available for me? Is the or how many how many women or men or how many people in your party? What's the, what time frame do you want it? What kind of hats do you want? Because I don't want to bring obviously all of my inventory.
Right, but you want to make sure you've got a good selection
Right.
for them to choose from,
Yes.
as well as all the different accessories
Yes,
that go with it.
yes.
So, yeah.
So I have a mini travel version of all the accoutrements that you can adorn your hat with. And then, of course, the RV is going to give you the bigger picture.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Well, so what was the biggest challenge in starting this?
momentum. Just
Yeah.
keeping with having the challenges come, the brick and mortar versus the mobile, and just that and alone, just jumping through the hurdles to get it to go. I'm still getting the word out, so I'm still spreading the love of the hat bar.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to do it at a pace that wasn't too much too soon,
Right.
so that I wouldn't burn out. I would be able to accommodate the customers' experience and not shortchange anybody in the process.
Yeah. Because initially, when you start something, that momentum is just the initial kickoff, and then you're like not panic, but you're full speed, and then either do that right or it kind of backfires a little
Right.
bit.
And so I didn't want to do it the wrong way.
Sure.
And so I think that because it's been a slow process, it's been a good process.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Do you paint?
Not really. I mean,
You didn't.
No, mom does a lot of mixed medias and print. She's a printmaker. So she does lots of different mediums. Not really. I don't have that kind of niche.
Okay, I was just curious.
I could do a pay by number, but.
Well, will you guys ever collaborate on a project?
Well, we do. She's got a few different prints and things that she's made with hats. And so those prints and things I have on my website so people can get them that kind of, coincide with my concept and hers. And we've done an opening together before. Had the RV at her place, at her house where her gallery is. And we've done a little collaboration there.
Good.
Yeah, it's fun. I've had some other people reach out and do some collaborations, and I've done some pop-ups, and so it's getting the word, spreading the love everywhere. It's fun.
So speaking of collaborations, who would you collaborate with? Like, what would be your, not necessarily a particular business, but like who would be good to collaborate with you for an event?
So I had a gentleman reach out to me who has a mobile custom men's suits, and he just wanted to talk about what, if there was a chance to collaborate. And I'm like, yeah, I have men's hats, you have suits, there's a cigar, there's a mobile bar, and so you can kind of appeal to a bride that you can do, hey, let's have your bridesmaid, let's have your suits, let's, like all these different, your bridesmaids gifts, your I had somebody reach out to me to do a whole wedding party, like have the hat bar there while they have the wedding, and let people this can be their favor. Like
Oh,
go
really?
do a
Interesting.
custom
Yeah.
hat and, remember the wedding. And I can do branding on them. And so really it's endless because, we're in Florida. The heat is, the sun is hot and you want to protect your face.
Well,
And
most of the time it is. Now,
but
no, I'm just kidding.
I mean, even the sun, you want to, mostly protect
Sure.
yourself.
Yeah.
And so, and it's a great accessory. It can go with anything. You can dress it up, dress it down.
I know the reason I said that because we have the cool weather, which
Yeah.
for me it's not cool. It feels good,
Yeah,
but
feels great.
for all you Floridians, it's
Yeah.
like freezing down here. So yeah, but even in the sun, it's been so bright the past 2 days. I can see where a hat comes in handy.
Yep.
So yeah, but well, good. So what age group would be ideal to benefit? I know you said young children, so I didn't think about. So you have cats for little kids. See, I never thought about that. So that'd be great
Right.
for little children's birthday parties. And,
Yeah, it's just something that they can, because a lot of them, you want them to start getting used to wearing a hat because you really do need them. And for littles to start, and they get to decorate it, so it gives them more incentive to wear it. It gives them something like fun for mommy and you to do together. The ideal, customer is probably, the 15 to 80, I mean.
Well, I'm sure it's fun to see the older ladies come in
Yeah.
too because they mainly grew up when hats were like the style,
Yeah.
that type
Yes.
of thing. So I'm sure it's fun to see them come in and
Yes.
kind of relive their
Yeah,
younger days. And
for sure.
my granddaughter and her family live in Louisville, and my granddaughter is 6 now, but when she was 4, got her first derby hat.
Oh, yeah.
And so last year, of course, we had to do bigger and better,
Mm-hmm.
So, and then derby parties are everywhere now.
Everywhere.
So this is a perfect opportunity for gearing up for derby. in
Derby
May. So,
time, yeah.
And then Mardi Gras, I'm sure you do a lot of. And there's so much you can do with Mardi
There's
Gras.
so many things you can do. There's really no, you just change like the weight of your hat for your seasons.
Okay,
So
makes sense.
you can buy like one hat, but then you can just buy different accessories to change out that hat for whatever season you want it to be. Like
Okay.
you want Valentine's Day, so you want to wear like pinks and reds maybe for your hat, and then Mardi Gras you want to do purples and greens, and then you just change it this summer, and then Christmas time you want to put your darker greens and reds and stuff. So it's pretty universal.
Interesting.
Fun. Yeah.
So then with hats too, storing hats, do you? what do you-
I just put mine on a wall, like I just
do you?
because
Okay. So don't do the hat box necessarily.
no, because I want to see them because they're your little works of art.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah.
It's wearable art, so you get
And then you have
to
storage. If you have the hat box, then you got to worry about where
right
you're going to
where you
store
don't
it.
put
Yeah.
that, and you can just I put them all around my walk-in closet. The exterior of my closet has all my hats on it, and so when I was laying in bed one day, I looked up and I was like, oh, I love all these hats. I need to do something with them and spread the word and love and give them an experience.
So do you ever do any hats pre-made that you sell, or is it?
I do have a couple that I have gotten because they do the crocheting on them, and I haven't quite mastered that aspect of it. So
Well, it's so much your spare time too.
right,
Yeah.
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 So I do have a couple that are really nice, nicer quality. You probably wouldn't want to add anything to those hats, but they're hand stitched, and so yes, I do have those as well in the hat bar.
So do you ever see yourself making hats?
Eventually, I would love to learn how they do that, the shaping of them, and
Right.
yes. I was told when I was doing my research to wait to do that aspect, to really hone in on this and mastering this craft of helping people and getting the name out there, and then because you have to have a steamer, it just changes what you need, and
Well,
I don't have
and
the space for it.
Well, the space and the time.
Right.
I mean, that's taking a whole different time frame away from what you're doing already.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I definitely I think that would be a neat challenge to give myself into learning that. Even if I don't do it for my business,
But
But just
knowing
to
how
go and have like a little
yeah,
apprenticeship with somebody who sees how they do it, and
sure.
um,
That's like I'm an event planner, but I don't want to be a florist. I don't want to be, caterer.
mhm.
There's somebody skilled for that.
Yes,
And if I tried to do it all, it'd be a disaster.
yeah,
I can't cook. I can't do flowers. So it's even,
you could
yeah,
if you chose.
yeah. But it's like you're there. I know who to call.
That's true.
So
It's good to have
because
resources.
it's back to that be work smarter, not
Hmm.
harder.
For
And
sure.
it takes me a long time to learn things. But I always want to try to do as much as I can and be on
Hmm.
top of things. But I now when I first ran across your information about the
Hmm.
hat bar, it really intrigued me because I thought, man, that's gonna be good to because it's not something I could do or
Hmm.
would do, and it's fun. I like to see people live their passion,
Hmm.
and so that's really interesting how that evolved and
Yeah,
came to where it is.
it's just finding something that I could bring people together to create a memory. That's like my love language is quality time. So I feel like this gives something to somebody else that they can have quality time with the people they're choosing to be with and create a memory and an occasion and make it something, even if it's not your birthday. Just want to get together with your friends and have
So
a
then, can they come to your place if they don't have a place? How does that
Yes,
work?
I do have a couple different I've been tracking out some different venues to
Okay,
see if they're larger, how to get them there. Um, so I have different avenues of bringing people together. They can certainly come to me if there's a small group because I do have a table. I have the bar inside of the RV, and so people can sit there and we can create together while they're, if it's a rainy day and you just want to make an appointment, I can certainly accommodate that for now.
right. Well, good.
Yeah,
So, and you're based in
San Rosa Beach,
Santa Rosa Beach, so right here.
right
Okay,
here.
I know if you
Yeah,
were okay. I can't remember if you were Destin, but Santa
yeah,
Rosa Beach.
San
So
Rosa Beach.
there are a number of venues that I'm going to refer you to
Okay, thank
that
you.
might be a good mix for this.
Yeah.
And so, but it's fun to see the different mobile
Hmm.
operations that are going on in the area
Yeah.
because you've got the mobile bars, which
Hmm.
are really doing well. And then you've got your mobile hat bar. You've got a mobile barista that's coming up on
Yes.
our podcast, and
Nice.
so it's fun to see creative ways that people are
Hmm.
taking their talent to the customers or to
Right.
the clients.
And it's neat to find, like, I didn't know that there was, there's like a little picture photographer who has a little RV. There's like, so this gentleman who reached out to me was like, hey, listen, I'm trying to get this mobile community
That's good,
together
yeah.
to do an event. And we need to kind of figure out where we can do the event and how we can bring all these mobile RVs together
Yeah. Kind of
and
like food trucks
trailers.
all get together in
Yes,
one spot.
yes,
It's the
yeah.
same thing. That's really a
So,
neat concept.
yeah.
So how's that going? Is it still in the planning?
It literally just happened last
Just,
week. So I've been trying to, he's out of Mobile. And so he has from Mobile to Panama City as his territory.
okay.
And so
And he's a mobile
custom suit maker.
Interesting.
Yeah, he has like all the fabrics and buttons and things.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, I've got the hats, I've got men's hats, and
Yeah.
you've got, and then a barista and a photographer and all different things so
yeah.
now it's just
Cigars, yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
So now it's just
That's interesting. And who would have thought about this during
right.
COVID?
Right.
Couldn't go out and do anything. And I think that's when a lot of people became creative and had time to stop and
Yeah. Do
minus the
nothing but
distraction.
think.
Yes, yeah. Think way too
Yeah.
much in some cases. Yeah. Some thought about some things that like
Yeah.
you should not have thought about that.
Yeah. I
So,
wanted something that I have a 14-year-old, and so I was hoping that my passion could then be relayed to her.
yeah.
She's definitely helped me some do the, different events and things. And so just to teach her at a younger age the business sense of
Right.
things, and she is artistic a little. So she, just bringing all of that together and
Oh, between you and your mom, she's
yeah.
yeah.
Hopefully.
She better be artistic and creative. No.
Yeah.
So, what is she likes it?
She does.
Does she? Good.
Yeah.
Good.
She's made a couple of her own little hats and
Okay.
yeah. I don't know if she's there for the business part of it or just the atmosphere
creative,
of
yeah.
what's going on around it,
Oh, I'm sure she's learning more than you realize too,
Yeah.
because what a good example too.
Yeah.
And to teach her that, hey, you know, you have a dream, you have a passion, you
Yeah.
make it come to life.
And you got to work at it. You
Yeah.
know, I do something every day for the business.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's good.
yeah.
And that's why a lot of people, of course, being self-employed, people that aren't self-employed don't understand that.
Right.
You know, they think, oh, you work when you want to, you know, you can take off when you want to. Well, sure, we don't get paid, but yeah.
I mean, I still have a job. I still,
Okay.
yeah, I still am in the restaurant business, but I work at George's in Alice Beach, but I still, you know, I still have to do that just to, this is, you know, when you start a business, you don't get to make money from it.
No, that's true, yeah. And that's, people, all the misconceptions about being your own boss sometimes. Yeah. Like money just going to come in 24/7. You just wake up and there it is.
I wish.
Don't we all? Don't we all? But no, but it's that passion though that drives creative people and people who are self-employed. You have to have that drive and inner push because a lot of cases, if you don't do it, it's not going to get done.
It's not going to get done.
That's, you know, and that makes it, you know, I always joke with my wife that I'll have a client or event and, you know, just some of the things that go on and I'm like, when I grow up, I want to be a greeter at Walmart. Right. Nobody's going to call me and say, you didn't get my basket today. You didn't smile at me when I came in.
Yeah.
But, so I hope I don't have to resort to that.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's always in the back burner.
Right.
Until they took out the greeters. And then now it's like, I'll have to just volunteer, I guess. So, you know. Well, Brooke, I tell you what, look at the camera and then tell people where to contact you and more about your information.
I am on Instagram at 38 Hat Bar. You can get to my website, which is 38hatbar.com, or you can call me on my cell phone, 850-259-2025.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Rick.
And this has been great because I always like interesting, unique adventures. And so
thank you.
This is definitely one of those.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for helping me spread my word.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So be sure to contact Brooke about your next event and see what she can do for you. And then thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Lux Life Discovered.
Thank you.
Check out Lux Life Discovered on Facebook and Instagram and on 30a.tv. See you next time on Lux Life Discovered.